So how much of a difference is there between the original Acqua Di Gio Profumo and the newer Parfum? Should you be concerned if you love this? Well, this is now discontinued. This is not being made anymore, but Armani have replaced it with the newer Parfum. So the main difference to me comes in the opening. The opening of the original Profumo is very strong. You have this incense and patchouli note. Of course, that's not in the opening, but you do smell the incense after about 10 seconds of spraying it on. In the opening, it's got bergamot and it's oceanic, very fresh and bright. But you get this incense and patchouli note, which for me are the main two notes in Profumo, which make this really strong, oceanic and earthy at the same time. And the reason why Profumo has really good performance is because of the patchouli and incense. They're going to be the notes that last longer on your skin, and it's what people recognise when they smell this. It's really characteristic of Profumo to have patchouli mixed with incense. So the Parfum opens up in a more smoother direction. You still have bergamot and oceanic notes, but they've got rid of the incense. The incense is gone and you won't find it in here. So it's a bit smoother in the opening, and it's still very nice. It just doesn't smell as interesting to me as the Profumo. Now, as they dry down, it's where the similarities just become closer and closer together. And after, I would say, an hour, you really aren't going to be able to tell the difference. I sprayed both of these on a test strip and I kept smelling them to see how they change. And as the incense kind of wears off with this, and it becomes just all the notes mixed together, this becomes much more similar as well. So after about an hour or so, the differences were very few and far between. You could still smell the incense in Profumo, but as it got weaker and weaker, it became much more like the Parfum. So as a take-home message then, they are very similar fragrances, and I almost understand why Armani have done this. Perhaps the incense note was the note that a lot of people didn't like. I love fragrances, and for me the more challenging almost the better. I love stronger, fresher fragrances. That's why I loved the patchouli and incense note in the Profumo. But if you're just an average person who smells this in a store, the incense might be the one that's off-putting. So maybe that's why they got rid of the incense in the new Parfum. Another reason might be is that Profumo, no one really understands what that means. I believe it's Italian for Parfum, but unless you're Italian, you might not understand what Profumo means. Calling it Parfum is just a much easier way of describing what it is. So now you're going to have the Acqua Di Gio EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum. Do I wish they kept the incense note? Yes, I do. But I don't think it's a massive issue. And if you're worried about Profumo being discontinued, you're still going to get 90% the same fragrance in the new Parfum. Let me know what you think of this change by Armani.